Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the most beneficent and the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum students. Once again, welcome Pakistan International School 5 Virtual Learning System. This lecture is for grade first year boys and girls, Pakistan culture, and we know that we have started chapter 2, the land and the people. Chapter 2, the land and the people. This chapter has two parts. The first part, the land, we have done and discussed each and every topic. And the second part, now we are doing the people. And this is your review syllabus from chapter 2, the land and the people. The first part of this chapter, the land, included the mountainous zone, external security and cultural inflow, northern range and the southern range, arid zones, pastoral and nomadic life, the plateaus, the deserts, the coastline, maritime links. This syllabus part 1 from the land. These topics are included. Second part, the people, racial mix, regional traits, the tribal system. These three topics we have done. And today the new topic which we will do is the religious group and occupational group. Today we will do this, and also urban rural communities is included in your syllabus. The people, we have discussed these topics in the previous lecture. The people, the racial mix, human movement or migration of races. We discussed this point in detail, that the history, it is full of with human movement or migration of races. Different reasons, but when reduced to its simplest term, a migration is caused by an expulsion or an attraction or by the shortage or the scarcity of food and fodder or scarcity of water. Also, we discussed classification of migrated groups. We discussed the classification of migrated groups and the different stages of evolution of civilization. Museum of Races, we discussed Pakistan has been aptly called a museum of races and laying on the roots of major human migration from the Central and West Asian lands and beyond. The region has been subjected to successive waves of ethnic influxes, mainly from the migratory European races. Results in diversity, we also discussed this topic in detail, and this has resulted in diversity in the racial and ethnic formation as well as a mixture of one or more racial groups with indigenous elements and regional characteristics. Also, we discussed in detail this topic. Next topic we discussed, that was tribal system in the previous lecture. Tribal system we discussed, and a prominent feature of social organization in Pakistan is, we know that the tribal system, and especially universal in the hilly areas, frontier and Balochistan. These are the two provinces where the tribal system is very strong, and to some extent in the plain of Sindh and Punjab as well, both in the mountainous region and in the arid zone. The shortage of resources, scarcity of resources, water, it creates a permanent struggle for possession of food and water. And in the tribal setup, we discuss the claim and the tribe comes first, followed by the different claims and command family and individual. And in other words, an individual gains designation or identification how only through his collective group, by his tribe, by his family, rather than by himself. Then Jirga system, we discussed Jirga system. It is one most important aspect of the tribal setup is the Jirga system. Firqa system like a group of elders and chiefs or the head, which is more rigid among the Pathan, and this leads to collective thinking and approach to problems and makes way for democratic spirit. In Balochistan, the Firqa is composed of tribal sardars, sardar head or chief or elders and serve as a mode of expression of tribal viewpoint. Punjab and Sindh, the tribal structure, in the plane of Punjab and Sindh, the tribal structure, we discussed that inherited from the kindred Pathan and Baloch tribes is not like so rigid and strict, but have become more landlord than tribal Sardar. Today our topic is, we will discuss today is religious groups. Page number 24 in my book. Today we will discuss in detail religious groups. Islam was introduced ever since Islam was introduced in the subcontinent, and religion became an overriding most important factor in making up the region comprising Pakistan. You know that the base of the Pakistan is religion Islam. The Muslims of India, they were united only because of the religion Islam, and they wanted to live according to their religion, according to the teaching of Quran and Sunnah. It's an enduring form of people affiliation, transcending regional, physical, racial, and other social division based on concept of equality, brotherhood, and social justice. Islam unified various castes, tribes, and races, contributing to the cohesion of and otherwise disparate people. Significantly, the concept of Pakistan nationhood grew out of the demonstrative religious bearing of the Muslims of the subcontinent. You know, that Islam is the religion of peace and its base, and it is the religion of equality, brotherhood, social justice, and Islam unified various castes, tribes, and races. And the concept of Pakistan, basically, it is the concept of Islam. World religion, division, and sect. However, like all world religion, division and sect based either on the different interpretation and explanation of the laws and beliefs, or of the organizational form were no exception to Islam. Divided into two major groups, the Sunnis and the Shias. You know, in Pakistan, two main groups, and these are the Sunnis and the Shia. The two major groups, and the bulk of the Muslims of Pakistan are Sunni, though the Sunnis following an elective principle of choosing a caliph after the death of the Prophet ﷺ, while the Shia on hereditary principle operating through the Prophet's family. Both the groups live peacefully side by side and with each other, and are seldom identifiable in routine life except on some specific occasion or things like Muharram or other religious anniversaries. Of course, both these sects or both these groups believe in the basic principles of Islam. Among the Shia subgroups like the Ismailis, Bohras, and Khojas, these are the subgroups and represent different of opinion with regard to the line of Prophet successors, that is Imam, while among the Sunnis, the different order, these are the four different order. Number one, the Hanfi. Number two, the Shafi. And number three, Maliki. And the fourth, Hanbali. Represent the various school of thought that is it. More recent among such groups representing different shade of thinking are Deobandi and Bareilly groups, but these do not generally an effect on social harmony. Now the four major Sufi silsilas, a notable feature among the Sunni Muslim in their affiliation to one of the four major Sufi silsilas, which are, and these silsilas are, number one, the Chishti, number two, Saharwardi, number three, Qadri, and number four, Naqshbandi, or their offshoots. Each is so it is because the tribes or the areas to which they belong were brought into the fold of Islam through the effort of these Sufi missionaries. You know that the Islam spread in the subcontinent the efforts of these Sufis, missionaries, or their ancestors and their forefathers have received spiritual guidance from some of these preachers. The role of these spiritual guide guidance from some of these teachers or the role of these spiritual guides is out of veneration, great respect has come to be institutionalized through large work. What is work? An instrument made by a Muslim to the religious, educational, and charitable cause, and trust attached to the shrines and khanqahs of these mystic orders. Though their efforts with the urban communities have generally weakened in the course of time, they continue to maintain strong links with the rulers of Buddha, their murid followers, and however, under the strength of their dwindling land holding and withering resources, less land holding and withering resources, as also due to some other factors, these traditional Sufis and Pir are now giving way to more enlightened group of ulama and established what Darul Uloom. And these institutions have now been making visible impact in urban areas, including small towns. Now we discuss the two major groups, the Sunnis and the Shia. Then we discuss the subgroups of Shia, and then the Sunnis, the different order, they follow the different order, the Hanafi, Shafi, Maliki, and Hanbali. These we discussed. Then we discuss a notable feature or the important feature. The Sunni Muslim is their affiliation, four major silsila. These silsila, the Chishti, Sarwardi, Qadri, and Naqshbandi. And the role of the spiritual guide called Pir out of veneration has come to be institutionalized to large work and trust attached. Now the next paragraph is about the non-Muslim groups in Pakistan. The non-Muslim groups in Pakistan, the minority and the non-Muslims in Pakistan, these are the non-Muslims, Hindus, Christian, Parsis, and Qadiani. These are non-Muslims, and they are having full religious freedom. They are free to go to their worship places, and they are enjoying completely social rights equal to Muslims. The non-Muslim group constituting only a small proportion of the population in Pakistan, enjoy full religious freedom and social rights and fully integrated in Pakistani society. And these groups include Hindus, mostly low caste. You know that the Hindus, they have divided themselves in four categories or four groups or four caste systems. And in Pakistan, the low caste generally settled in eastern Sindh. The Christian mostly converts scattered over Punjab and Sindh, and Parsis mostly concentrated in Karachi. Another group known as Qadiani have been declared as non-Muslim on account of their denial of the finality of the prophethood of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. It has a major following in Punjab with its center located at Dabba. These non-Muslim Qadiani, they are having their place and this center located where it is in Punjab and called Dabba. Now the next topic which we will discuss is occupational group, a very small topic in your book. It can be asked in short question as well as can be asked in long question. So you have to write all. While early occupational like profession, job, work. Now we will discuss the early societies grew along racial and regional lines and later acquired religious orientation, beliefs, vocations, main occupation, and calling as relative to the material well-being and advancement provided another direction towards social organization and development. Need for such socio-economic adjustment was no more greater than under British pressure to which the early societies were exposed to. Occupational and professional groups relevant to the needs as well as environment grew up and further expanded and consolidated themselves irrespective of all other bonds and ties. Such a professional group was further institutionalized in the subcontinent. Under the caste system of the Hindus, I told you the caste system, the group system, and in Hindus which continue to be retained by the most of the Jat, Rajput, and other tribes even after they convert and they accepted Islam, organized into Biradri brotherhood. They organized after converting in Islam and organized into Biradri brotherhood. These hereditary profession groups, now the different kind of professional groups on that time in subcontinent. These are, it can be asked in short question like the potters like for dishes and other articles made of fine clay, who made masons like working with cutting and laying stones in buildings, bricklayers, metal workers, woodworkers, carpenters, weavers, fishermen, ship and cattle breeders. These were on that time the main profession, beside those engaged in trade and commerce. Not only contributed or participated to the economic well-being of their communities and of their regions, of their areas, but also helped in the preservation of their traditional skills and their old skills and achieve as also their socio-cultural values. These were their profession, their work, and also not only they were participating to make their society well-being, also they were preserving and their traditional, their old skills and work, and achieve their socio-cultural values. Such a professional group or a professional group having strong worldly interest towards advancement have generally tended to pull their way through in a wide-ranging field of socio-economic life. In more recent times, the Biradris, I told you Biradris, brotherhood, occasionally plays a main, important, significant role in the election campaign. Hope you understand today's lecture and this is according to your reviewed syllabus. Revise these topics at home and try to learn these topics and prepare